So we played against Reanimator twice, Doomsday, Oopsal Spell, and Jund Madness. Which is a big part of what we've been playing so far in these leagues. So I kind of want to find a spot for like just one more piece of interaction with the graveyard. Maybe something like Nihil Spellbomb or Soul Guide Lantern. But at the same time, I think Surgical is just a little bit better than that. Like, is there a world where Surgical is just better than the two Leylines? Leyline has been pretty strong in the games we've played it against. Both opponents have had Serenity, which is interesting. But Leyline is just so good against the decks where I want that like turn 0 interaction that can't be hit by like Force Negation or Chancellor Trigger or some sort of like Unmask and then go off. Could be a world where I don't want the extra decay and just want one Surgical as a little bit of extra. I think I'm just going to make that little change, get into another league, and see how it goes. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're enjoying the content. If you do like this content, you can find more here. I think I have like 7 leagues about to go up, so I will stagger them. And then also, if you're on Twitter, catch me there. Too good. Too kind. How's Paradox Zone in the sideboard? We have drawn it once against the sort of control decks that we wanted against, and it couldn't race Mentor and Jace, which is pretty hard to race. But a few times we just haven't really seen it when we brought it in. I do like it against the control decks, especially on paper. It's a big threat. It doesn't rely on itself, or at least the constructs or the creatures it creates doesn't rely on the actual art of enchantment, which is nice. And then it also can't really be prismatic endinged, which is pretty huge, and why I like it over cards like Planeswalkers, which can be attacked as well, or Felidar Retreat. I like that it doesn't rely on any other cards. But yeah, I think as a 2-of, I'm going to see it hopefully a bit more in the matchups where I want it, because it is a cool card. But yeah, just another way to kind of attack against these BANT decks. You just have so many answers to the combo, from like Swords to Plowshares, Prismatic Ending, Icewind Guardle, Uro to gain life, Teferi to bounce, Jace to bounce, Karakas, Wasteland, Loam if they're playing it. It is a uphill battle, so having something like that, it is pretty doable. I mean, this deck could just play land drops. We are playing, I think, 28 lands, which is pretty huge. All right. Up against iDave W. With a pretty interesting hand. Turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Hexmage. I'm going to keep this. Urborg Thoughtseize is quite nice, especially with one piece of the combo. Okay. Pretty happy just to take the Ponder here. They are playing Wasteland, which is interesting. There is a world where I actually want them to Ponder turn 1, and so I don't take the Ponder, just so they don't Wasteland me. And I think I'll take the Brainstorm here, because the Dazes I can kind of play around. But I really want to see a fetch Ponder here, or else we might be in trouble. Okay. Who said we're in trouble? Who said that? Let's just go for a Bayou, because then we can hopefully loam the following turn. Gonna take that Ponder. And then we know about Gut Shot, Daze, Bloodstain Mire? Yeah, Bloodstain Mire. Oh, they drew Arid Mesa and they played it. Interesting. And they fetched straight away. Okay. Let's play Saga. They had Mesa before. Maybe I accidentally cracked it. So I could play the Loam and play it into Daze and not really care about that. Or I could play the Retrofitter Foundry, which is kind of nice. Just to get that online. I don't want to throw away the Shadow Spear just yet, though. I guess... Is there a world where I'm happy for that to get dazed? I don't think there is. I think that's a really good card against this deck, where I can just incrementally gain life and make combat math a little bit difficult. Okay. So now they can hard cast daze and cast daze. So I really just want to find a land here so I can play this. Yes. That's exactly what I want. And just play off this Saga. There's a world where I just want to create it now to play around like Stifle. Haven't seen Stifle too much, but I don't think I get... I don't think anything really here. Like, there's no reason to just do it now. Comes down as a 2/2, which is nice. It plays around Gut Shot. Ah, we saw it the second Thoughtseize. That makes sense. That's fine. That's a huge win. Ooh, Wasteland's pretty good. Stage. I probably don't mind like double daze the Loam here. Could also play out Shadow Spear and then create a dude. I don't mind that. Just really try to get them like dazing me or, you know, spending cards how they don't want to. They probably wait for us to equip Shadow Spear to Gut Shot. Marks. But I guess what we can do is try to equip. And if they Gut Shot, we can just sack it. And get another 1/1. Which is pretty awesome. I mean, we're just allowing my opponent to trade cards with our Thopters, which is awesome. Yeah, like it just the ability to retrofitter is just huge. So I'm going to assume this is blue-red Delver. So we like the endurances and the chokes. I like going down on a library. I like going down on an... I kind of just like trimming here. Like a crop, and like Thoughtseize on the draw isn't the greatest. I don't mind Inquisitions on the draw. Although Inquisition doesn't take Murktide, which is pretty huge. I'm going to bring in just 2 Thoughtseize. I think this is pretty good. Interesting hand. Could Urborg pass and then turn to Hexmage, or Reclaimer pass? Reclaim is interesting though, as it's not really a 1-drop in this matchup. You want to be playing it as a 3/4. And against the deck with Wasteland, which we saw, I'm pretty happy to mulligan this. This is a 1-lander. We have a lot of lands to draw into, which is nice. And pretty tough if they have something like a Ragavan start or a DRC start. I think there's a better 5. This is actually probably it, especially with Saga and Loam. I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to bottom the Step. And probably the Reclaimer for now. Although the Thoughtseize isn't looking too interesting either. Yeah. Okay. Oh, they went down to 5 cards. Okay. Pretty happy to play out the Saga first. I don't want to lose the Yavimaya to Wasteland if this gets dazed. Ah, rough. I shouldn't have played the Saga early on. I for some reason I thought we had an extra mana, but we don't. That's really disappointing. I'm just going to cast the Loam here. Negation's fine. Does get exiled, which is good for my opponent, but yeah, that was a huge misplay playing this early on. I guess now we just get a map. And maybe get Caracas. Hey Shen. I should have left the stream by now, but I did come back. Christmas was really nice, thank you. Really nice to see a lot of family. Could go for Mox Diamond and be so close to getting this Reclaimer on. Oh, actually, if we go for Mox Diamond here, we can play the Reclaimer as a 3/4 because we get rid of the Snow-Covered Forest. We then lose the Urza Saga, and then we can play the Verdant for turn. How's your Christmas, Shen? What'd you get up to? It's not too late. It is 10:39 p.m. on... I'm pretty sure it's Wednesday. What is today? What is today? It is Wednesday. Meltdown. Meltdown's pretty good. One small thing about playing the Urza Saga version of the deck is that you do open yourself up to cards like Meltdown, which otherwise aren't that great. I can also play around Submerge here by getting rid of the Yavimaya and then playing Urborg next turn and still having mana for Dark Depths, which is pretty nice. They chose not to shuffle, which is interesting. Interesting that they did this now. I was going to get Wasteland, but now I can just get... probably Stage, because then it comes in untapped. Okay. Stream's been going well. Went 3-2 in the first one, going down to Doomsday, up against Oops, up against Jun Madness, down against Reanimator, and then up against like an Esper Reanimator deck, which is pretty sweet. Get rid of Yav because of Submerge. Unholy Heat, that's going to be fine. Yeah, there was a version, Andre, of Depths not playing Moxen, which is really cool, especially from a budget perspective. Ghost Court is pretty nice because it means we can play around like Wasteland here as well, and just make the Dark Depths when we want to. Yeah, Reanimator can be a really interesting one. Just don't have Brazen Burrower? Please? Nice. Very cool. Great way to start. Nice, nice, nice. But yeah, I think we definitely have the tools to beat Reanimator pretty consistently, but it's really those, you know, the turn one game ones where they can just go off and win and then have a game post side on the draw. Sorry, on the play, which is pretty crucial. On the play against Jackie Brown. Nice. Interesting list. We have a turn 1 map, which can go and get Dark Depths. So like turn 1 Urborg Expedition map, or turn 1 stage Expedition map, turn 2 Urborg map means we can kind of play around Wasteland because of the stage having a backup here. I'm going to keep. We have the Loam as well to get things back if it goes sour. That's fine. I think I'm pretty happy just playing out stage again, to be honest. If they want to Wasteland again, that's more than fine. We have the Loam, which is cool. They could have like a prismatic ending here for the map. But that's okay, because now we get to land the Sylvan Library off a basic. Oh, Thoughtseize is also pretty interesting. Okay. Definitely options. I don't think there's really anything here that I'm too afraid of at 2. I'm probably more afraid at 3. So I think I'm happy to try to just go for Sylvan Library here instead of Thoughtseize. Makes the best use of our mana as well, which is nice. And getting a basic here means that next turn I could even just copy stage into a basic without having to play the swamp if I didn't want to. Force Pitch Daze. Okay. So this might be like a interesting deck. Prismatic Ending, Daze, Force, Scrubland, Wasteland, Underground Sea. Baleful Strix? Sinkhole. Okay. Well, that's actually pretty nice because now we can go probably Urborg. I guess it doesn't really matter. I want to Thoughtseize first. I'm not sure what land I want to drop. It doesn't matter because we get to Loam it back anyway. Vindicate and then Forager. I probably just take the Forager, seeing this is sorcery and we can just start loaming stuff back anyway. Get back Forest, Swamp, Stage. I think we've actually played against this on stream, and it is a kind of Ponza deck that plays Sinkholes, ways to get them back, Vindicates, of course. I could potentially see Vindicate here just on Mox. Oh, they're going to ending the Mox. Okay. Well then, I probably just want to loam. Play forest. Loam back these two. Nothing. That's interesting. Pretty happy to play second. They do currently have a win condition in play, and the forages are the real deal. Murktide just being a pretty broken card is going to take over. Interesting, they're just going to snap again. And they have a 4-turn clock, and they have some good interaction here. Still no depths. Is depths the plan? Yeah, this deck isn't playing Regent. Mainly because I assume they want to get back cards like Sinkhole and like the other hand disruption cards. Here I'm pretty keen to see if they do anything in response to this stage copy. No. It is over 100, Nick. You're very, very true. I think we just have to take the draw here. Saga might be too slow. But we'll see. If they start on the Wasteland, they shouldn't, because we can copy it with Stage. They should vindicate the Urza Saga. Yeah, okay, so now we can go to copy it. And now they're gonna Wasteland. Are they gonna fetch? Ah, Stifle. Yeah, it has to be Stifle. Wasteland targeting Saga again? I guess this works as well. But we might as well try to copy again. Because now they can Stifle this one. We then lose this, and then this gets stifled anyway. But now we do have Loam to hit Dark Depths. Yeah. Oh, we don't hit it? Ah! No! No! We don't have an out. We don't have an out. Okay. I do like the Inquisitions. I don't mind the Plagues. It's just like a different thing. And the Chokes. I actually don't like the Mox Diamonds. Probably don't need the Caracas. Moxes are definitely interesting, but usually they're a pretty sad top deck in these sort of matchups. They are playing Prismatic Ending, so there is a world where I want the Moxes so that they don't actually hit things like Sylvan Library. Endurance could be good, but maybe Endurances are better than Plagues, because Endurances also hit the Whales. Also can interact with Snap a little bit. I think like Endurance is enough graveyard hate for Snap. And then like we have Bojuka Bog off crop rotation. I don't mind the crops in the face of things like Sinkhole. Shadow Spear is probably a little bit too slow. Map's pretty good. Needles are good. I could see a world where I just go down on Moxes. Maybe it is just the Inquisitions aren't needed. Just this. Yeah. I'm okay with this. Did not expect this deck. Did not expect this deck. But for those of you in chat from Australia, I will have a giveaway after this game for hitting over 100 viewers with a $100 gift card giveaway to mtgmate.com.au, which is a sponsor of the channel, a very close friend, and a great supporter of Eternal formats in not just Brisbane, but Australia, which is cool. So if you are an Aussie, definitely stay around for that. Yeah, on the draw, Endurance seems a little bit skew-whiff, but on the play, it seems okay. No. Okay. Probably bottoming the step here. And we're just going to go probably Bayou, Needle onto Wasteland. If I was really scared of counter magic, I could have gone for a Swamp there, but I think this is okay. Hey Chifley, thanks for the follow, and also Kuka. Hope you're both well. Yeah, I would say it's a bit of a brew, but I would say it's also probably the way the deck wants to go. If it does, hopefully no Stifle here. Stifle would be pretty tough. Okay, you got me. If Green-Black wants to come back, I think Saga has to be a part of it. They have a Surgical in hand. Interesting. Okay. That's fine. Sinkhole's pretty tough. Sanctuary, okay. Stage isn't too bad. Okay, just trying to draw some cards. Is this just like Surgical and Dark Depths? Snap Surgical Dark Depths? Maybe they want to wait for our draw step. Yeah. We're not gonna beat that, unfortunately. So it's also not that fun. So I'm just gonna move on and do a giveaway. All right. If you want to type MTG Mate in chat, and sadly this is only for Australians, but still a really good one. This is a $100 gift card for mtgmate.com.au for anyone within Australia. Thanks to MTG Mate for sponsoring the channel. Really, really cool. I've worked at MTG Mate. I have obviously they've been a sponsor of mine since the beginning of time. So very, very cool to have them on. And currently there's Panda. Panda's obviously always been there as well. So that's really cool to see. So let's see if maybe Panda might just be the winner, which is really cool. That means a lot for MTG Mate to do a giveaway to other Aussies, especially just after Christmas. Really nice little extra bit. Ooh, Chifley, there we go. And Lazy, okay. We got some competition here for you, Ravenous Panda. We'll find a match, and then maybe after turn 2, we'll announce the winner. But yeah, thanks to everyone for coming in and watching. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you all had nice Christmases or holidays or a break from work, at least. All right, up against Mr. Destroy, who is a Doomsday player, which is going to be tough. Really want to have some sort of hand disruption, or like a Hexmage Dark Depth start off Urborg. So close. Sadly, no black source, so I am just going to mulligan this because otherwise it does nothing. This is better, but again, outside of just Hexmage, it doesn't really do a whole lot. Hexmage into Dark Depths. Okay. Keep bottom of Depths, bottom of Step. And just maybe. You should be able to use deck list, which shows it on screen. There is a world where Untap and Ghost Quarter does it, but I think if they're going off here, they just have it turn 1. Which is pretty tough. I mean, we're not a Fossil Will deck. We are a pretty fair deck, so... One quick thing as well is you have to already be a MTG Mate member if you want to win this, which isn't too hard. I believe we have the... This is where you can sign up. It takes 2 seconds, but that is the only thing. Oh, okay. Okay, best card is probably just Thoughtseize. Stage. Well, we get to Ghost Quarter them, which is nice. Maybe there's a world where they didn't play around this. Yes! So good. Feels good. Feels good. classic. Pretty classic. I think this is it. There is some consensus for choke. Retrofitter, Shadow Spear, Loams. I don't mind trophies because that is still a similar thing we can achieve. Step. Bog. I think this is it. I think with 26 lands we can still keep the Moxes. Stage is only relevant for our own combo. I think this is okay. I'm pretty happy to keep this. Again. Okay. Going for it. I kind of want to draw into green card so we can go Mox, trophy the land, and then still have open endurance. But here they might be really aggressive and go for an LED line with Street Wraith, Ideas Unbound, and then into Oracle. Off pedal. Because 2 for Ideas Unbound and then 2 for Thassa's Oracle. Which would be great because then Endurance is just okay. Could be putting in the land as well. So there is no Ideas Unbound. And there's only one Street Wraith, 2 Street Wraiths. Alright, they're gonna pass. Interesting. Reclaimer. That's actually exactly what we wanted. So Mox, pitch, Depths, Mox, pitch, Depths, and then play a land which allows us to play around days this whole time. That means we can play the Endurance around days, which is kind of nice. It's kind of a mute topic because if the Endurance survives, we just win, and if it doesn't, we just lose. So... Zero cards in hand, 3 cards in the deck. Oracle. But no cards in hand? So now we just Endurance. It's always nice to win against Doomsday. Classic. Definitely an interesting pile. This is a yikes. I think the fetch line is just so they don't have to run out a land into like a wasteland or a ghost quarter, but that's a lot of respect for the ghost quarter. Okay. Bottom of fetch. Oh, Windswept Heath? Is this going to be Maverick? That would be actually pretty sweet. It could be elves as well. I think it's going to be elves. Needle. Needle's pretty nice. It could be Green-White Depths as well. That's pretty interesting. So I think the Needle's still just going to name Wasteland. But Reclaimer can get... maybe just turning off Reclaimer here is better, because if it's Green-White Depths, they can also get Caracas. So Needle and Wasteland doesn't do a whole lot against our really fast start here. So I think I actually just like Verdant, Basic, Swamp into Needle on Reclaimer. I think in this case I'm going to play the board and not play out the Mox here. Because if they are on something like Elves, then at least this also turns them off being able to find Cradle. Okay, they're going to be Green-White. Crop rotation. Saga, okay. Now this is an interesting one. I think we bottom a Dark Depths here, play Dark Depths, and then just go for it off the Hex Mage to play around Wasteland. And just hope they don't have Caracas. Swords to Plowshares wouldn't be the worst, but at the same time it is a pretty nice out for them. Crop rotation isn't out. Ah, too good. That's why we're here. That's why we're here. Whew. Okay. Green-White. So Green-White, for those who haven't seen Green-White Depths, looks pretty much like this. So we're probably looking at maybe Force of Vigors in the board, Prismatic Endings, perhaps. I would say they're probably favored just because they have a mid-range plan as well that just lines up really well against our plan, being crop rotations for Wastelands and Caracas. Crackus. There's only one. It's legendary. So this is going to be an interesting match. I don't mind Surgical on Wasteland, and I don't mind the Endurances. The Plagues don't really do a whole lot. Paradox Zone's also pretty interesting. I think I'm actually going to try that out. I'm going to go down on the Moxes, because I don't think this is a matchup where like going faster is just the be-all end-all. Green-white lists probably have the better finishes as well over the past few months. Might want to keep a Mox for Saga. Yeah, that's definitely a relevant thing, especially if I'm getting to like 4 mana and don't have that one. Yeah, Endurance is also for like Ramanap, can be a pretty brutal one. Or if they do get aggressive with Knights or Elvish Reclaimers, it's a really nice way to kind of snipe them off. And they could be playing Loam. I have seen Loam in some matchups. I also think that Inquisition hits everything that Thoughtseize does or could. There's not really anything in this deck that I really care about that's above 3. I kind of just like everything else. Maybe it is a case of going down on 1 Endurance. Yeah. I don't want to see Paradox Zone in my opening hand, that's for sure. I could go down on Needle, but there's so many good names in Wasteland, Karakas, Elvish Reclaimer, Nud the Reliquary. Even doubling up on one so that it can't be Prismatic Endinged is pretty huge. Oh, could also cut Depths. That's very true. That is very true. We can cut Depths for sure. I think this is actually pretty good. It might actually be Endurance and 1 Mox. There we go. I like that. I like bringing in the second Endurance, but yeah, in this sort of matchup, because we're not going to be going for Depths too early on, especially because they can actually create a 2020 off our Depths as well with their own Thespian stages, that I think that's a fair assessment of this matchup to take out some Dark Depths. This is an interesting hand. Really relies on this Retrofitter Foundry. See if our opponent keeps. I don't think it's a keep. It really relies on the Retrofitter Foundry. They kept 7. It is a nice-ish hand if we do get a colored source. We do have through map, but I mean it's turn 1 Foundry, turn 2 activate Foundry. I don't think that's enough. Okay. I don't mind this and bottoming a Hex Mage. Probably just getting a basic swamp off this so we can cast Assassin's Trophy. Oh, that's actually a really nice card for us. Why am I playing a Ghost Quarter? Mainly because in this matchup, especially in the blind, a turn 1 Pithy Needle is going to be naming Wasteland. So having Ghost Quarter gives us the Wasteland ability without having to play around our own Pithy Needles. So it's nice to be able to Ghost Quarter some things still, like, you know, Karakas, opposing Dark Depths, Sagas, yeah. The deck doesn't play Wasteland. At least this version doesn't. Trophy's pretty nice. It's actually pretty interesting because they... I'm just going to play Bayou and then Trophy the Saga at the end of their draw step. Because I do care about it. They could have crop here, which would kind of suck, but if they crop, they don't get that basic either. Exploration. Interesting. I haven't seen a build myself of Green-White Depths with Exploration, so that's a little bit scary. And if this game does go to a third game, The sagas and the exploration just by themselves might make me think of Force of Vigor a little bit more. Yeah, it could be lands as well. It's very true. No wasteland. Interesting. Allowing us to untap and open up something like... Huh. I'm just going to play Verdant Pass. But a Dark Depths from them here would be pretty brutal. I would assume they also side some out, but... Okay. They probably named Foundry here because I can turn this into a flyer to buy some time, but I could see a world where they just go for Caracas and then just go for this now. Which means I probably should have tapped differently and held up crop rotation in case they respected that. Retrofitter. Interesting, not going for it yet. Wow. I guess they do have the mana to hold up Wasteland and Yavimaya, which is pretty brutal. But yeah, this kind of sucks because if I could have played the stage last turn and then this turn would have had up stage and Caracas, which means I would have been able to grab my own 20/20 if I really wanted to. Oh. Oh! Oh! Okay. I think I see the play. And now I can Caracas it. Spice. And now if they go for crop into another one, we can surgical the Dark Depths in response to the crop as well. Yeah, so now we can surgical Dark Depths. Whew. Whew. Very cool. So they have 2 swords in hand. Step doesn't do anything, thankfully. Alright. And they don't have a Field of the Dead either, so... That's cool. Nice. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Nice. I like that. I like that. I also should do the giveaway. Yeah, definitely not giveaway. Saga's a real deal. And Lazy. If you want to send me your details, I'll send you the $100 voucher to MTG Mate. So a huge congratulations. I could have attacked there as well. We can, we can copy the Saga and also remove counters from it if we really want to. Yeah, removing counters is pretty bad. Let's be honest. It means I get to reset it and get more stuff. But I guess we can force the Wasteland here. You can whisper, definitely. On Twitch. They probably get Shadow Spear here, which is pretty good. Yeah, they're just gonna go ham with Saga. Okay. They didn't attack first, which is interesting, because then they would get the extra damage from the map. Which means I could potentially trade both of these creatures for the... I'm pretty happy not to, because if they wasteland our Saga, if we untap and draw Depths, then we can just go for Depths. Yeah. So now we have an opening, which is nice. Bayou. Well, pretty happy to bog them. Turns off Loam. And sadly just pass back. But yeah, this here is definitely the power of Saga, because although we did take out Dark Depths, Saga is, you know, probably the more potent way to kill us. Hey Fish, thanks for the follow. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what do you play in Legacy? I do like the Mox Diamond starts against this deck. I don't mind the ley lines, but definitely interesting. I could see the Hex Mages going down. Just playing the 1 Dark Depths, bringing in Force of Vigor, of course. Maybe ley lines are overkill. Yeah, I think Paradox can probably come out. But it's such a good way to try to win the game. I think I might actually go down on Thoughtseize and ley lines. Did I bring in ley lines? No. Ah, Plague Engineers, definitely. I think this is fine. Yeah, there are some really cool interactions with Thespian Stage and Urza Saga to be able to keep the Saga ability on the stage, even if it isn't a Saga anymore. So if you like copy Saga and then copy like a basic forest, it's a basic forest that keeps that Saga ability as well as Thespian Stage's ability. Probably not, hey. Yeah, I really want green. One land with double outcome is double zone is just really not where I want to be, unfortunately. Okay. I guess we go needle on. I think it's just zone here that's a little bit too far away. Needle on wasteland and then map on Saga. Opponent went to 6. Swords. I wonder if they go for Saga here or Thespian Stage. Ghost Quarter. That's pretty good. I guess we get a basic out of it at least. White and black. Not sure what this is. Abrupt Decay? Loam. Yikes. If that was a player, I would have attacked first and then got in. I'm just going to trophy this now while it can't be Sajiri stepped. Oh, no basics? That's pretty nice. Hey Des, thank you for all. Hey Kev, welcome. Thank you guys very much. Yeah, thankfully back. Thankfully back. I wonder if they're trying to maybe put us in a position where they just go, like, Ghost Quarter us out of the game with Loam. I could see it. I mean, we could find our own loam. Should be pretty cool. Hexmage. That's a play. And then I will play a land. Because there is a world where we do get ghost courted, and then we just start losing those back. They don't loam, which is interesting. They play a maze. And then they don't do anything? Wow. Oh, that's okay. They're going to loam before ghost quartering? Interesting. Even though they only have 2 targets? Maybe they want to hold up canopy draw? I don't think I want to 1-for-1 the force on the Mox just yet. Mox. What do you think is the best deck in Legacy besides Ragavan decks? Doomsday. Doomsday is my big go-to for probably the best deck in Legacy. And I think if Ragavan and Delver decks weren't around, Doomsday would be... I think people would be calling for Thassa's Oracle to be banned. Let's just say that. Now I'm pretty happy to cast this Force of Vigor because I get the 2-for-1, which is really nice. They didn't loam either. Bog. Oof. But they're not ghost cording me. They should like ghost quarter me and put a land in the bin and then ghost and then hit me. It'd be so much worse if I lost these lands to a bog. Even little things like, I think I'd rather hold up the canopy in case I draw a removal piece for loam, so you can draw a card in response and then replace it with dredge and save the loam. I don't think drawing anything actually saves you there from anything. Like, you have a lot of mana to use with canopy anyway. Saga's nice, but they get to... I guess they can't copy it just yet. There is a world where I don't even want to play the Saga. Because then it will also show my opponent that... Yeah. Just gonna pass. Ah, the maze can tap for mana, of course, so they would actually be able to Saga. Yikes. Really just want something a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Something a little bit more impactful, that's the word. Shadow Spear is okay. Pretty happy to try to get the Ghost Quarter here. What did I do to reserve this? We know they have a crop rotation, just because of how they floated mana before. I really want just like an outcome or like an endurance, maybe a crop. But that's magic. That is magic. Opponent not doing anything. Reclaim is not the worst. They didn't loam? What is happening? I could have fetched that to get more life, but I don't want to fetch out my Bayous that are left in the deck. Because these tap for Bayous anyway with the Yavimaya and the Urborg in play, which is pretty funny. Come on now. What is your low limit for keeping Moxen in terms of lands? I think it's 24. Okay, there we go. They do have the Canopy, which is annoying. So they can save a loam in response to Canopy draw. But maybe there's a world where they Canopy. They don't. Wow. They have 7 cards in hand. And I think the only card that I really care about is the loam at the moment. But I also worry about this Canopy. Now they have the Dark Depths. Cool, 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 cool. See if they crack the Canopy in response to this. I assume they have a crop for pro, but at least if they try to do that now, we just go to 1. So they should wait for us to block and then give pro. They could have actually put the Shadow Spear on this and just kind of called it, but... yeah, not equipping the spear was definitely interesting. Okay. So now it has to be Caracas. Saga. Okay. Still didn't use the Canopy. Very interesting. Hey, Generic Green Mage, welcome. Ooh, Loam doesn't do it. Tough. Not too much we can do there. Rough. I feel like that. I feel like we had a few turns there where we could have drawn something to really just get us going, but got up against Doomsday. And then that was actually a 2-0, which is nice. And then down against Green-White Lands. 2-1 or 1-2. Tough, tough, tough. Maybe keeping the Paradox in my opener was better. Paradox there would have been so sweet. Ugh. Hey, if you guys like this content, definitely consider subscribing or following, which is free. You can also follow me here on YouTube, where all my content goes. If you're on Twitter, you can find me there as well. Sometimes I tweet. I'm also going to have a quick snack. Funnily enough, I did marketing and advertising at university. Hey, Gimpy, what's happening? How you going? What have you been up to? Also, just to be clear, I said trophy hunting in this stream title. We've gone 3-2 and now we're 2-2. So I'm definitely doing another league after this. Let's just keep that in check. On vacation this week, so getting some things done around the house. Very nice. It's always a great feeling to get those things out of the way. Especially when you like just get the little things done, get a little list going. It's always nice. Oh, exactly what we want. Turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Hexmage. Let's go. Let's go. Bring it. Green source? Don't even need it. I guess we take the swords here. They have a wasteland, which is pretty rough, but... Ugh. Yeah. So much for easy game. Yeah, it's gonna be tough, especially against these Tundra decks. They can be really solid. Probably Tundra again, Ponder. Trop. No shuff. Oh, they let us untap? That's huge. They let us untap. I think for that sole reason, I'm going to play both Needle and Retrofitter Foundry this turn. So I'm going to show the Dark Depths into this Wasteland, which doesn't feel great, but I think that's a lot. That's putting us in a much better position. I don't want to cast Needle and then just have them Wasteland me. Oh, they forced that. Okay. This is okay. Interesting. Because now they're off the Wasteland, which is a little bit sus. They have 2 cards in hand. Let's just go for it. Surely they have a white removal spell here. In Prismatic Ending, Swords to Plowshares. Oh, they had the Caracas. Rough. Yeah, never mind. That's a start. I guess the Grist does take care of Reclaimer here, but... it's not over. It's pretty good. Yeah. Small win. Okay. Okay. That's pretty good. It's another blocker for the Dark Depths. Yeah, wow. Okay. Zones, endurance, choke, Endurance is a interesting one. I definitely like these and the Inquisitions on the play. I'm going to take out the Moxes. Shadow. Hex is nice as it does answer Planeswalkers. But I'm going to go down on the Depths package. My Surgical's always interesting because there's like just so many things that they have that hitting one thing isn't that great. Force of Vigor is actually pretty nice, I think. No. I guess if they're playing like Abundant Growths and stuff, I don't really want to be hitting them, but... Ugh. I don't mind one Mox. They always have cards in hand, so I don't mind having the extra hand disruption spells. I'm just going to trim. 1 Hex, 1 Reclaimer. Wow. No mana. No green mana. Okay. Interesting hand. It might be the Hex Mage that I bottom here. Everything else kind of has its place. I'm pretty happy to just go for basic Swamp here. And Thoughtseize. Okay. So they have an answer to Needle. But I kind of like taking the Library here. Just a really solid card. These games are going to go long as well, and that's where that card can just really shine. Okay. Saga Pass? I don't really want to run anything into the Prismatic Ending. I could play Wasteland. I could play Needle named Wasteland and just make them Prismatic Ending it. Hey Prosh, thanks for the follow. Hope you're well. Ah, tough one. I think I'm just going to pass. Oh, choke. Okay. No green source just yet, but maybe this Prismatic Ending will get one with Karakas. With Ice Fang in the mix. I could bait with ending, but the issue is that what we're baiting with is that what we don't want to get endinged. I could bait with the map, I guess, but it's always a tough one. Would love to see Trop. Oh, Island's not too bad either. Whedon, that is correct. Oh, Loam. It's pretty good. Needle and Karakas is pretty solid, yeah. Ah, I was supposed to float a mana there, my bad. Damn it. Apologies all. I guess Moxon's pretty good here. Yeah, it's a really, really poor effort. That's really tough. Sorry, I was just looking at chat. But that is not chat's fault at all. I will play the choke. Keep him off this forest, perhaps? Or this island. Play a depths. Yeah, that extra mana is huge. Definitely a tough matchup. A lot of really good answers for our own cards. We don't have too much to run back. Like choke isn't that great. They're on so many basics. And so many non island cards, they can just kind of take their time and like even like prismatic ending this here. I should have attacked first as well with the extra mana there. I guess we get to play the needle out, so it kind of works out anyway. Wasteland. And then the other needle probably just on Wasteland again. But it could be for a Planeswalker as well. I think at this point we're just not worrying about the Dark Depths combo. Yikes. Thanks, Bob. Too kind. You're welcome, anytime. Have a really nice day. They do have Lone Wasteland as well, which is pretty tough. Knight of Autumn also really good. Yeah. There's not too much we can do about all these cards, unfortunately. Definitely the BANT matchup in a nutshell. Just a lot of really good cards for the matchup. No attack? Interesting. Okay, that's something. That is like Ghost Quarter for Caracas. Probably shouldn't have done this now because now we don't play around Prismatic Ending or any sort of bounce effect. From a Planeswalker. But I think this game has shown you a lot about the BANT matchup, unfortunately. The reason for doing it now is that we get to block the Ice Fang so it can't be bounced by Uro in second main. But yeah, not getting that extra activation off the Saga really sucked. Really sucked. Because then it makes the other Saga bigger. We get another attacker. They're down to 9, so it would have been a lot closer. This is fine. Could draw into like Caracas here. Trophy. Oh, so close. If only I got rid of a stage instead. Does this mean they just don't have anything in their opener? Or in their hand? They do have Loam. Yeah, Loam back Caracas. Yeah. Yeah, I think the play was just to not get rid of the extra stage. Tough. BANT just, yeah, a bit of a horror story, but that is all good. I think I'm pretty happy just running back the same list. Green-Black Saga Depths. Yeah, nothing I really want to change. I still like the zones. I think zones are pretty good. Just need to get some points. 5. 5. I don't want to open all. 20. 10. 5. There we go. And a Thoughtseize. Nice.